beautiful people, and welcome back to Latasha Scurry. Let's Talk, your space for real conversations, radiant energy, and personal growth. Tonight is short show number 4 in our engagement and power growth series, and we're diving into something foundational and powerful: goal setting. Whether you're sipping tea, journaling along, or just soaking in the vibes, I'm glad you're here. Let's get intentional together. Tonight, I'm honored to welcome a powerhouse of purpose, Celeste Roberts. Celeste is the president and CEO of the Skill Center, a nonprofit she founded to empower youth through sports, education, and life skills. With over 30 years of experience in nonprofit leadership, Celeste has built a legacy rooted in transformation. Her vision to create spaces where young people, especially in underserved communities, can grow, thrive, and unlock their full potential. Under her leadership, the Skill Center has expanded into a vibrant hub in East Tampa, offering everything from STEM programs to mentorship and community engagement. Celeste's journey is a masterclass in goal setting, resilience, heart led leadership. Celeste, welcome to Latasha Scurry. Let's Talk. We're grateful to have you here. Now, and of course, I'm joined by my co host, the ever wise and always warm Lena Davis. Lena brings grounded energy and soulful insight that keeps us anchored in truth. Celeste and Lena, welcome to the show.
Thank you
All
so much for
right.
having me.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. It is awesome to be here with these two ladies, and we are just going to jump right into goal setting because if anyone has not visited 22nd Street in Tampa, Florida, to see the Skill Center, you are missing a beautiful building founded by this beautiful lady, African American Queen Celeste Roberts. All right, Miss Celeste, did I miss anything?
You didn't. Thank you so much for the honor. Thank you for having me. I am excited to share my journey. And yeah, hopefully I can drop a nugget here or there.
So we're talking about goal setting, and the Skills Center is such a powerful space. Can you tell us what was the original vision behind this building?
So the Skill Center started in 2007. We always wanted this building. So when we started, we big thinkers. We think outside the box. Like we believe like there's no limitation, right? And so we said this would be the perfect place for us to have a building, have a center. But at that time, we didn't have the relationships. We wouldn't have known how to do it, right? But it was just like, this is what we wanted. And so we went on and journeyed through. And then in what was that? 2020, we decided we have to buy a space, a home of our own. Some things had happened. We have been leasing the property and fixed up the building, took it as is, and then they wanted to double our rent. And I think probably more so like what motivated me is I was pissed off that somebody thought that they could do that to us, or that they just had the nerve or the audacity to do that. And so we just said we can't live like this. Like we need to sustain the organization because I don't plan to be here forever. Right? I need to walk away. This organization needs a foundation. And then that's really what sparked us to say, okay, in the middle of COVID, we're going to do it. Let's figure out a way. And the building that we're in was not for sale. We walk by faith in all things. So we just said, we're going to talk to the owner, tell them what we want to accomplish, what we're trying to do. And hopefully, we'll see how that goes, right? If nothing else, we'll know how much the building costs, And he said yes. And so, once that happened, I don't know. I feel like I knew I was walking in my purpose when he said yes, because the building wasn't for sale. So who's in the midst of this?
When the doors start to open.
Yeah. And so that really was how we got here. And in 2020, we just said we were going to do it. Again, we have been running our organization, making an impact. Always wanted to return back to Chris Ward and John Moya are the co-founders of the Skills Center, and we always wanted to return back to this model that where the three of us met. And we really took a strategy when this program closed down. We took the strategy and we created the non-for-profit. So Skill Center Sports-Based Youth Development. That was a strategy that was in a federal program that Chris and I and John, when we met. So we always said we wanted to return back to the fullness of what this program could offer. And if we did that, we had seen over 18 years, the young people who were in it, they bring their kids to us now. They've been bringing their kids to us, right? So they're like 38, 39, 40. The model was successful. Like we've seen kids get out of poverty that come from this community, right? And we just said we have the opportunity. Why not? What is it going to hurt? Like, let's go. And that was.
Then I like the fact that you put it in an area where the kids are underserved. You know,
Oh, that was important. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. We had been offered spaces, 301, and Falkenberg, like all over. I mean, it's been nice, right? But no, we needed to be where we needed to be because we wanted to be around one in the neighborhood that served predominantly African American. That was important for us because that's who we're trying to help. So been a non-for-profit for over about 30 years. So why are we always at the bottom?
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And that bothered me so much because what can we do? Like, how can we complement what educators are doing or schools are doing, right? How can we collaborate? How can we use our funds more effectively? There's, a whole bunch of thoughts that were coming, that really just drive us to say, like, there has to be a better way, right? There's a better way of doing it. And because we had saw that, then you can't tell us that it can't be done because we've seen kids get out of poverty.
Okay. Mm-hmm. If you're just joining us, we're talking about goal setting, and we're here with Celeste Roberts, who is one of the CEOs and founders of the Skill Center in East Tampa, Florida. Now, so what kind of transformation do you hope people experience when they walk through the doors of the Skill Center? This facility itself is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
One, that we try to operate in excellence, not perfection, but just in excellence. And then what does that look like? I believe that we have the ability to provide any type of service that we want to, right? And because we believe that, I want a person to walk through the door and feel the warmness of who we are, that the environment is set for growth, right? For awareness, that you come in our doors and that you learn. Even though it's a fun environment for young people, we're very focused on what we're trying to do. That funness, that youth development, that sports part, that is the attractive. That is how we bring you in. Okay. But when you're here, we're trying to look at the individual. Mm-hmm. What is happening in Celeste's life? Like, what does home look like, right? And what does Celeste need to have on-time grade promotion? Okay. Right. So we're focusing on those types of things. And then we want to expose you to a variety of different things, but really focus on the career pathway. Right. So by the time you get to high school and get to 12th grade, you should know that you want what career you're interested in exploring. And does that career require a college education, a college degree, vocational training? Can you go to the military or full-time employment? Right. Our goal is to expose kids to the different variety of pathways. Which one they take is up to them, but it's our job to help them to get there.
Awesome. Is there an age range for the kids that you guys serve?
Well, because when we moved into the building, we invited 4 other not-for-profits to join us, and so together we're called the Collaborative, and we serve kids ages 3 to age 24.
Oh, okay. So I originally thought I saw somewhere it said 13 to 18. So you've expanded from 3 to what was the final age?
To 24. We didn't expand. So the Skill Center, we work with 3 to 5 year olds with their parents. We teach pro-social behavior through sports. And then we have limited program for elementary. Our sweet spot is middle school. Okay. And so you might have seen a program that's just for middle school or middle to high school. But we serve ages 3 to age 24.
Okay, can you give us an idea of some of the things that you offer? I know we hear sports, but what else?
Oh yeah, so much more. It's so much
Okay.
more than sports. We do sports because we do believe in the power of sports, and we believe that sports is a great equalizer, and it helps young people around physical activity. It's easier for us to teach life skills and what would I say, like how to build relationships through
Right.
sports, right? It's
Okay.
easy to do that. However, in our building, sports is not required, but what we do focus on is physical activity. So you have health. So this is the way that we like to say it. Our goal is to help young people thrive in school, have healthy bodies, healthy minds, and be ready for work. So we focus on tutoring, homework assistance. We have social and emotional learning. We have a program we're working with around career exposure. We do college tours. We have a skills lab inside of our facility that houses esports, audio production, digital content creation, 3D machines, VR, a variety of different things. And again, we're trying to expose kids to careers. They like those things, but what are the careers behind the things that you love? You like
Especially that digital content that is so
yeah,
huge with kids
yeah,
Yeah.
today and on the internet. I hear kids now talking about. I had a young man said he deposited $11,000 in his bank account in 1 month from
yeah,
the digital creation that he does on Instagram, but
yeah,
his stuff was a little risky. I said, I don't know how long you can keep that up
yeah.
because
It's
he's
a better
I
world.
will, I will say though, the good thing is if there's somebody out there to teach them how to utilize this stuff in a better way than what they are,
Oh, most definitely.
that's perfect
Yeah, I mean,
because they're learning how to use it just by being on the internet and seeing what other people do. But if you really learn how to use those
business plan.
platforms,
yeah.
Hmm.
it's unlimited.
And it's so for our kids, they look at it as maybe like a game room, right?
Okay.
But for us, we look at it as career exposure and career development. So
Mhm.
when we could introduce you to someone who lives in that world, we can take you and show you the careers behind that and the
Right.
skill set that companies are looking for young people who are gamers, right?
Okay.
And so it's very intentional about the way young people come in and how they interact with us here at the Skill Center. It's not by accident. Like we are trying to create the environment for kids to thrive, right? How to build great relationships with individuals, right? How to be resilient. Life is going to hit you. How do you push through, right? We're asking young people to trust us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Also in the facility is a workout room um, for young
Sign me
people.
up.
Yeah,
Sign
yeah.
me up.
I was getting ready to say, I want to come.
Yeah, well, and then I'll share this part with you too. We do have the gymnasium. We do basketball, volleyball, pickleball. We expose our kids to tennis, to golf. So we do a variety of different things. We go on all types of enrichment field trips, college tours, vocational tours as well. And our building, when it's not utilized for young people or around our mission, our building is utilized by adults. We have fitness membership at our location.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we have all types of fitness classes. We also have like line dance and
Oh,
um, dance hall
see
and
now, my husband
aerobic.
works next door and has told me none of this. That's why I'm
Oh
glad
yeah.
I'm talking to you. Okay. I, he
So,
Yeah.
sounds
so can I ask you a question? So, how long is a kid in the program?
Well, we were talking about that today. So we have young kids who've been in our program since they were 3 and 4. They've been a part of the skill center and now they're in the 12th grade. So they've been with us like this whole journey, right? A kid usually come and stay with us though on average about 6 years.
okay.
So,
Wow.
explain that. Like, let's say if I wanted to refer a child to you,
Mm-hmm.
can you explain to me what that process looks like for a child to be there 6 years? Are they going through stages of the program
So
within those 6 years?
yeah, okay. So let me talk about the sports side for a second. On the sports side, we work with like currently we have 19 travel teams. We do leagues 3 times a year, about 150 kids each session that we have. We offer training, right? And then we have a whole nother side, which is your traditional kind of comprehensive programs of all of the services that I just explained to you, that I just shared, right?
Mhm.
So when a young person comes, especially like on the sports side of us, they can start at age 3 and they can be with us because they're moving to each division, right? And then they are taking advantage of all the services, but sports is what they do, right? And then we teach them through sports, right?
Okay.
We travel with our kids. Our kids travel around. We have a group of kids, these 19 travel teams. They travel around the country. Um,
Mhm.
and it's life skills that we're focusing on. So everything that we do has a purpose behind it of how we're trying to develop a young person. So you can come at age 3 and you can be here until you graduate from high school.
That's
So
incredible.
is there a fee for the program?
So most of our programs are at no cost because we go after grants. Our sports programs are based on your family's ability to pay. And
Okay.
that's the way we've had it very simple since 2010. If you could pay, then we ask you to pay. If you cannot, then we do a tournament every year for scholarships, and we set that money aside so that we can not only help families who want to participate, but even if you're not participating with us, but you have a barrier around playing sports somewhere else, like you need a uniform, you need to pay the registration fee, right? We look at how we support young people because we believe in the power of sports.
Wow.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry. How did goal setting play a role in bringing the skill center from an idea to reality?
Well, it's really faith. So when I think about like goal setting, I have to go back to like what I feel like my purpose in life is, because that's really what has shaped like how I look at a goal and then how I set to accomplish the goal.
Okay.
When I think about like the work we've been doing, when we said we were going to go after the building, it was what is the outcome that we're trying to achieve, and what are the goals we have to meet and make them sizable so that we could have some small wins like along the way. I also think like when I say clear focus, it's hard for me today to think about like how focused I was,
Okay.
right? And when I think of focus, I'm saying I don't allow at that time, I did not allow mess to come into what my goal was.
Okay.
Right. So you didn't mess with, if it didn't have anything to do with the skill center, my family, my money, or my health, it was
Mm.
not my business.
Okay.
Right? And so then
I
it just,
need you to say that again. I need you to say it again.
I said, if it did not mess with or concern the skill center, my family, my money, or my health, it was not my business.
Okay.
That's key right there.
So you were laser focused
I was
on.
You are really dropping some morsels right now because I had to write this down. Small wins along the way.
Mhm.
yeah,
That is a big deal right
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
And
because
so
it's
you know.
tiring. It is tiring. It's not that you can't. It's it's a hard like it's hard to think big and to think outside of the box and think that you can, because while you think that, other people don't think
Yeah.
that.
And I was about to ask you that. So when you heard that doubt being planted in your mind, how did you fight it off?
So for me, when I think about like a clear focus, it was one, I believed in myself, right? I believed in our abilities, and it's not that I had to um, know everything, right?
Mhm.
I am
Okay.
resourceful. Someone knows what I don't know, and I need to go find that person so
Okay.
that they can help me, right? So that was one. Two, positive talk. Like I talk to myself all the time because I feel like, you know, it is ourselves that can pull us down by what we are thinking or saying to ourselves, right? And so it was for me every day. I still do it today. I have affirmations. I would get up every day, say this affirmation, thank God for this day, and I was going to rejoice no matter what the day had, and I was off
Okay.
to do it, right? um and it just keeps me grounded in what I'm trying to accomplish. I also think I think for me, like I found Bible verses that helped me to how would I say this? Like define
Inspire
or
you. Okay.
reframe any situation. So,
Okay.
example of that would be I had to raise money, right, and bring people together to be a part of the team, and we had to figure this thing out. So when someone, if I ask you, I had to get okay with asking people for money.
Mm.
That was
Mm.
big for me too because I had been in the non-for-profit space, but my sweet spot was writing grants,
Mm.
not necessarily going out and asking people for money. But what I realized is like when you walk by purpose, it's it's easy, right? So it's something that
Right.
if you would have told me before that I was going to do that, I would have told you no, I'm not going to go out and ask people for money. But when you're doing it on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
it's an easier ask for me. So I'm clear on like here is my goal
Mhm.
and this is what I got to do to get there, right?
Mhm.
And so you're almost coaching yourself in a sense to talk yourself out of it. But once you realize that I'm not responsible um, for saying yes or no, like it's God's plan. So if it's His plan, I must walk in the direction that He tells me to walk. It's up to Him to open the doors. I just have to do
Right.
the work. And so
Right.
I would always say that. So to be able to reframe any situation, somebody told me no, I would say, okay, well, it's not God's plan for this person or this organization foundation to be a part of right?
Mhm.
So I would move, and so it's not personal. I didn't take it personal, and I think a lot of times when we think about like entrepreneurs, you're trying to do something and you're trying to figure out like why it's not working, right? It's the way you frame what's not working. It's not working for a reason because it's probably not the right path, right? And
Right.
so it's to go back, reset, but keep pushing, and
Oh,
that's kind of like what we did.
and that's incredible because people don't like rejection like me. I don't like rejection. So when you hear that, you have a tendency to fold when you hear rejection and say, well, what did I do? What did I do?
Right.
And now that I hear you put it into a different perspective and a different light, I can push through some of the fears that I have. It's not
Yeah.
personal. Don't take it personal.
Yeah, it's not personal. And it doesn't mean that your feelings don't get hurt because,
Right.
Oh,
like, because
yeah.
you're thinking you're going. But at the same time, I would always come back and I reflect on things, right? And it just centers me, like to
Okay.
say, okay, like, don't get caught up in your feelings, right? Like, what is the next step? And then
Mm-hmm.
you're off to that step. And then I just will always remind myself, my job is to do the work. It is God's plan to open up doors, right? To
So,
make
But
it
I wanted to piggyback on something you just said. You also got to keep in mind when the rejection comes, it's not the responsibility of others to see and understand the vision that God has given
Oh,
you.
most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay. So you could have it all mapped out, laid out, and everything.
Yeah.
And just because you know this person and you think, oh, they're going to have my back, I know they're going to add to the
Right.
cause.
Right.
No, if
right.
that's not what's part of the plan, then
It,
no, it ain't.
it's
And
not.
so Teresa just dropped in and she said me either. And I think she was referring to rejection. So
Yeah.
rejection is a killer for
Yeah.
some. It's like a disease for some people's mindset or a
Yeah.
disease for a project that
Right.
you're working on. You get that no, and sometimes it can shut down your whole ego and
Oh,
and,
most
and put a
definitely.
pause on your plan.
Most
But
definitely.
you know what? You know what is something that always sticks out to me when you get the no is delayed, not denied.
Right.
That's
Ooh,
always
Most
yes.
definitely.
sticks out.
Yeah.
It might be delayed, but doesn't mean
Mhm.
that it's denied. It's just
Right.
not for right now.
Right.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that rejection, you sometimes, we always got a moment of when our conversation has to focus on God.
Yeah.
That's that's
Oh no.
who, that's who
Always.
we
Yeah.
are. That's
Yeah.
who
Always.
we are. So
Always.
I will say this: when it's for you, the
Right.
doors that He has will open.
Oh, most definitely.
He will lead you right into in
Yeah.
front of the people that you need to ask for money from,
Right.
And
ask
move
for
your
services
enemies out
from,
of the way. Move
Right.
and
your
move them
enemies.
right out the way. And
Right.
Move
it's
your
when
enemies.
you get those rejections and those little doors closed, it's not just, oh, I'm closing the door, you ain't getting this, or no, I'm closing it because this ain't the path that I want you to go on.
Right.
And when the
Right.
first thing you said when you started, there was a location that you were struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
And for your program, and then you all of a sudden you found another location and that door opened for you. My first thing that popped into my head when I heard you say that, I said, that wasn't big enough.
Mhm.
Right. Right. It went.
The first
You're
location
perfect.
wasn't big enough, so he
You.
had to show you,
Yeah.
this is what I got for y'all.
So we
Right,
thought that
right,
where we're going to be was going to be the best place ever, right? And so when we got done with the building, I was hot when the way that we retreated. But
Mm.
when I came back to reflect on everything, I'm very thankful that it happened because
Okay.
I would have been limited to a 18,000 square feet facility, and we are in a 55,000 square feet facility.
It is huge.
God said
It is
you ain't
beautiful.
thinking big enough.
And
Right,
it is
right.
gorgeous. And Teresa, yes, rejection hurts, and I need to get out of my feelings. My oldest brother tells me this all the time. He said, "You are a woman and you think with your feelings." And he said, "You need to
Yes,
start moving the emotions out of the way
most
so
definitely.
that you can clear your
Yes,
judgment." And I was like,
yeah,
"Well, don't make this about sex." He said, "It is." He said, "Women are emotional
it
creatures,
is. That's
and and
I
it
feel like
clouds a
true.
lot of what we our intentions are."
Right.
So whenever I need to have clarity, I call my oldest bro and say, "Listen, tell me about this. Let me pose this to you." And he takes my feelings out of it so that
Right.
I can think about other things.
Right.
Wow. So how do you keep your team aligned with the center's mission and evolving goals? How
Yeah.
do you keep it centered?
Um, while we're trying to create the perfect environment for kids, we need the perfect environment for staff. And
Ooh,
so we have clear core
I like
values,
that. I'm gonna take that to work.
and we also are focusing every day on creating the culture within this space. And so it's important that we pour into our employees, we support our employees, we want the very best for them. Um, and so we have to show that because we can't operate this place without them, right? But I think we spend a lot of time on eliminating things that distract us, right? Distract us from the mission. Our mission is to work with kids,
Okay.
right? So if that's our mission, then all this other stuff, it doesn't matter. So then it should not be in this location, right? We could talk about anything, but we have to stay focused at all time on what our goal is. Why did we come here? What are we trying to accomplish? But it does require us to make sure that we spend time and money on employees.
So now that you're established and been
Mhm.
there for a couple of years,
Just just 1 year.
it's only been 1 year.
It's only been one
Really?
year that we've been in the building with full operations.
Okay.
Yeah, when you came, it was 2 years. We weren't done with construction. We had the event inside the building, but the building wasn't done.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I do
I,
remember that.
I remember when they started breaking down and building that building. I can't remember. Oh, we were at a Martin Luther King parade over there with Henry,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the building blocked off, but they were still building. I remember that, but I have not seen the building since it's finished.
Well,
Yeah,
you should
well,
come over for a tour.
it's a rented. It
I
was a
most certainly will.
oh Lord, it's gorgeous. It is 100% gorgeous,
Yeah.
and the work that they put in there. Who had the design in mind? Was it you?
So me and my husband designed the building. Um,
Really?
yeah, we did. Yeah, yeah, yep.
That's awesome. Listen. I'm gonna move me off the screen for a minute. That's just part of it. If y'all can see it, that's just part of it. It is an absolutely gorgeous building. And you need to go to her website and check it out because I even see the parts of the basketball court in there, and it is just it's breathtaking because when I did come in there, you're right, it was not finished.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't.
now that I see the pictures online, it looks like a totally different person. And even the parking lot wasn't done when
No, it
we went
wasn't.
there.
No,
Right.
no.
Now, does the space offer like event space?
It does. Yeah, we host. So the Skill Center Gala was in it this past year. Other
Mhm.
nonprofits utilize it. We have national organizations that come in and host like women's summits here.
Hmm.
Corporations utilize it for staff training and workshops. We have fairs within this space, and so our space is rentable. And it's a way to help us to sustain,
Yep.
and put the money back into our mission. And
Okay.
Now,
so,
is there?
mhm.
I understand you said that it's gala space and um, pretty much large event space. What
Yeah.
about smaller spaces?
Well, all of our so
For rent.
we have a variety of different rooms, and all of our rooms can be converted. And so when we created the building, it was the goal of it was that it can be flexible and we can change it to anything that we want. So we have rooms that could fit up to 80 people in it, one room. Our large space with tables and chairs, 480 people. Without the tables and chairs, about 700 people. Our gymnasium, we have three basketball courts, and so, you can fit a significant number of people within that space as well.
Can I tell you how proud I am of you?
Oh gosh, Tasha, you took it right off my
Can I just
tongue.
tell you
And
how proud I am?
I'm so excited
Thank
for
you.
you right now. And while I'm talking to you in my head, I am like, who do I know? How can I get business going their way? Who can I send their way to make sure that
Now,
this
Well,
don't
I appreciate that. I
have you
really
ever had
do.
a wedding there? Have anybody ever had a wedding?
No, so let me just say, because of the demand for the space, we do not host birthdays, weddings, repasses at the space.
Okay.
Like, so
That's
we
good to
say
know. I just want to
accommodating.
know, like, if I'm talking about you, I need to know what
Yeah.
sort of.
So more like organizations, right?
Okay.
Organization,
meeting
any type
space.
of organization or a corporation. We're trying to move in that space simply because we can't accommodate everyone
Okay.
Right.
when the space is available.
Okay.
Really, that space could operate 24/7 on its own, like its own entity. That's the
Awesome.
demand of it. We had to hire someone to manage it for us because we can't manage the space when it comes to renting the space. So yeah.
That's, this is God saying you have done what you set out to do, and I bet you exceeded your expectations, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm at most of the most of the days when I walk in this building, I'm still like, oh my God, it seemed like time just flew by and it just appeared. Like the building just appeared, and now I'm inside the building. It is for the first year of operation. We've been learning because this is different for us from before we moved into this space. We have more staff, like the responsibility is more, the budget is more, the expenses are more, right? And
Mm,
really just trying to learn now how to come into full operation and then how to move forward and what our plans are 2 and 3 years out.
okay. Well, Lena, Teresa say
It's
she's going on
Teresa.
the tour with you, so she's
I
like,
see
don't
that.
leave her out of the tour.
Well, I will say this. Teresa is actually, she's a doula. She focuses on African American mothers,
Mm-hmm.
teaching them
Okay.
how to breastfeed. So she has
Mm-hmm.
her own business
Okay.
that focuses on teaching mothers how to breastfeed,
Mm-hmm.
how to, you know, do all of that stuff.
Right.
And she's like messaging like, I want to go on the tour too. I'll
It
take you with
is.
me as soon as I
Yeah.
schedule it.
And
Yeah.
listen, that might be a class that you need to offer.
And she does, but she does. She teaches
That might be
classes.
a class that you
She
need to
also
offer because
teaches
especially our
CPR.
young mothers. My daughter is in nursing school, but she
Mhm.
also works at Tampa General Hospital, and
Mhm.
the young mothers come in there. She says, "Mom, I'm just so sad for them." She was like,
Yeah.
"They don't have anybody to support them, and the postpartum is bad." So that connection in itself might just be something that
Most
you might need
definitely.
to think about adding,
Yeah,
because it's
Yeah.
yeah,
And not only that, like our space, we support about 27 like small businesses. We
okay.
either do business with them, they support like the event space, so like catering, AV, right? We're trying to make sure that we're giving small businesses, especially African American and women business, the opportunity to come in, right, and contract with us or whoever is utilizing the space. But
right.
anyone that we partner with, our partners come in and utilize like our meeting space. So during the day, there's no kids in our building. Summertime is a little bit different. It was crazy this summer, but but during the school year, anyone who has a business or an organization and need like a meeting space, they could come and use the space. There's no cost for them to use the space.
Well, I don't care. Whoever's watching this need to share it with everybody that they need to know, and they can watch this on replay, because I'm excited to hear how this has turned out from you, and you've taken your vision that was, I don't want to say small, but it wasn't as grand as it is now, and has just transformed it into reality. That lets us all know that we have it inside of us and we can do it. You just have to have faith and believe.
Oh yeah.
Now you do have to plan, but you got to
do the work.
You got to do the work. You have to do the work. But you know, the thing that I believe in more so than anything, as I come into this space, that we all have what's needed for our purpose. We just don't know what it is. So when I think back, people used to say, Celeste, you too focused. Like, but they would call, I'm focused, but they would call it something negative. Right. And so when I go back and look at it, I've always had these things in the skill set that I needed. I just needed to hone in on it and realize, like, God already gave me this. I already have what's necessary. I just need to walk out on faith and get it done. Right. And so I think that's what holds most of us back, is not knowing, like, or doubting. Right. If it's meant to be that you have everything that's required and it's just been in you, it just needs to come out. You need to use it and get to moving.
And listen,
I will say for myself, one of the things is, you might think something is your purpose, or have like 5,000 things that you think might be your purpose, but it's the holdback is not knowing who to contact, not knowing where to go, not knowing how to obtain the things you need to get this thing going.
Right.
You know, I mean, I could come up with 5,000 ideas, but which one is the one?
Right. But you know how I kind of narrow that down? In our professional career, we probably all have had assessment tests, right? Like personality tests, right?
Yes.
That's telling you something. It's telling like who you are. I've always been like an administrator. Right. Since I was 21, those assessment tests, I'm always the same thing, right? That's telling me like who I am. That should match up to like what I do, right? So that's one way to look at it. I think the other thing is that we all have a skill set, right? And your purpose has to be around a skill set, because you need that skill in order to do the purpose that God has for you, right? So I think it's us like looking at what it is that we have, like really assessing like who you are to your core, and right, and does it align with where you're at this moment? If it doesn't align with where you're at this moment, it's not your purpose.
Right.
I think the other thing is like, what brings you peace?
Right.
That was a big thing for me, because it wasn't until, I've been doing this for a while. So I always had faith, but I had like this other type of faith, like a whole nother level of faith. And it gave me so much peace, but it gave me peace in the middle of something that I'd never done before. So you would think that I would be, chaotic, right? Like, but I wasn't. So I knew, that's how I knew that it was the right thing for me. Like that I was walking by purpose. And then things just started happening that is beyond my control.
Okay.
Right. So
so everybody's putting their plug in there. Lena wants to walk the skill center and come have a tour. And Teresa wants to teach lactation classes and CPR for kids. I'm gonna throw my plug in there. Okay. Since you talking and telling me about our purpose and everything. The next time you have one of these large, beautiful events, I'm your red carpet girl. Okay. I put my Instagram out there and I just interview people as they come across the red carpet. And so just any event you need a red carpet girl, roll it out and I'll be there with my camera. My next door neighbor is my cameraman. We come and we put on a show, okay?
Okay, so let me just tell you, don't offer us anything, because we usually take it. If it's
I'm game for that. Baby, I love to talk. I love to talk. And the personality, I might be 5'1", but the personality is big as the rock. So let's go.
But
Hey, I'm
Celeste,
calling you.
who did she start this conversation of talking about they love to talk? It wasn't me. It's her. It's her.
Hey, she my hype girl. She my hype girl. She get me hyped. So whenever I get to doing something, Lena be right behind me.
I'll
So
be in the background talking about do it, do
yeah,
it.
so I am so excited about this whole conversation about goal setting. Like I told you when I first came on here, I always had the ambition to be a news broadcaster, but my own insecurities turned me away. So I can turn this into something else. I want to be that red carpet host. So whenever you need something, just call me and I'll be right there with my dress on, whether you want me sparkled or tennis shoes, whatever. I have a wardrobe.
Yeah,
Let's
get
do
your
it.
shoes ready. I'm going to be calling you on that. So
I'm for real.
Yeah.
I've actually done 3 so far, and one of them was her husband's birthday party.
Okay. Okay.
But now I'm not sure if you remember this. It was something 2 years ago. It was called and Gary was a part of this. It was called Mingling with Millionaires Mixer, and it was hosted in Ybor City by this real estate group.
Oh,
And just knowing somebody else,
Yeah.
I asked, "Hey, do you need a red carpet girl?"
Right.
That turned out to be the best evening of my life, and they were so excited. Okay.
Well, there you go, right there. Like you can turn that into something. Because how many red carpets are there? How many corporate events, not for profits having hosting events?
I love it. I love it. So just call me. I'll be right there. Now, what's next for the Skill Center?
You know, like we spent this 1 year just making sure that we have like the right people in the right seat, that we're building this culture, that we are focused on, you know, the mission of what we want to accomplish. We have been, I guess, how can I say it? People have called us to say like, how did this happen? And like, how can you help us bring it to our city? Right. And so like, it's I think down the road, we're going to replicate in some form or fashion. Right. It's,
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
With all of the budget cuts, our programs that we're having now,
Yep.
how can you guys make sure that this doesn't get hit? What's the plan?
Yeah, so really to diversify your funding, right? And so we have a federal grant, and it has not been impacted in its fullness. Some of the support of it has, but they've left the portal for the money to be open. So that's a good thing. However, our goal is to be able to make sure that whatever we have, that there's a balance between where we get our money from. So you can't get your money all in one place. Right. And we are earning our own money as well. Right. And so that earning that money allows us to be able to have the freedom when something happens, that we have another form of money to come in to fill the gap for us. And so it's not a guarantee, because everything that's happening is now happening on the federal level, but then we also see it here in Hillsborough County. And so things are changing, and it is really, you know, you have to be able to figure out like different ways. And so right now we haven't been hit tremendously because we're not all federal, but those organizations that are federal have been hit more. And our goal is to be able to go out and raise more money, or raise money specifically from philanthropic individuals who support the mission that we have, right? And try to be very clear on what we offer. And if you don't like what we do, then don't support it, right? But
does your program have a mental health component to it?
Yeah. We focus on like mental health CPR with our kids, and then we're actually writing a grant right now to bring in a licensed clinician around mental health, so that we can have someone on staff with that. Right now, we partner with a variety of different organizations that offer that service for us, but we're trying to get a part-time staff person to come on board with us around that.
You guys, this was meant to happen. I want to thank my husband for actually turning me on to. He was like, "Hey," when I was talking about goal setting, and let me tell you how I know this was meant to happen, because Teresa J said, "Oh my gosh, that was you on that red carpet. You interviewed me." So now, Lena, I got to see who Teresa J is, because she said that I interviewed her on that red carpet that night. So, guys, listen.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something even more funny. You know who Teresa is? She was sitting next to you at table 22.
Oh God, my memory is bad. Y'all know I have chemo
She
fog.
was
Okay.
sitting next to you at the restaurant. Yes, ma'am. So
Okay.
you've met her several times.
Oh man, this universe is funny, isn't it? This universe is funny.
So
Listen,
I'm thinking a few things. Miss Celeste Roberts, we're gonna have to do some talking because in my head right now, I work for the courts, but
Okay.
I also work with truancy court.
Okay.
We need some we need some agencies.
Okay.
All
You know,
right.
one thing I love about this, our space, is that like we really don't have limitations. Like
Yeah.
mhm,
whatever we want to do, we could do if
absolutely.
it makes sense and if it aligns with what we do. So we try to be the group that can say yes and not always say no. This doesn't work. We can't, we can't be everything to everybody. But when it comes to young people and their lives, we believe that everybody should be given a second chance, right? And we believe in the possibility of a young person getting through this moment or whatever moment they're having, and they can go on and their life could be amazing or
And
not.
I'm in the field of second chances too.
Yeah.
With what I do, I'm the second chancer.
Yeah.
But also I am just really excited to talk to you. I really am.
Well, come on over and take a tour so then we can
Yes,
talk
I
more.
am. I am definitely going to schedule that.
And
I
we'll
am
come
going to do
together, and
that.
if you don't mind, maybe I can do just maybe some captions on my Instagram, just talking about the skill
Yeah.
center. Do a live caption right there. I'm buying new equipment every day. My husband, I'm hiding it from him because he's like, "Why all these boxes keep coming here, girl? Just stop."
Well,
So I'm
yeah.
excited about what we've talked about tonight. I am going to reiterate that Teresa is saying she'll do postpartum care, lactation,
Okay.
and CPR free CPR classes for kids. Lena is going to talk to you about connecting with our youth, because we really need to save these kids. These kids, I
Mhm.
go to work today and I'm sitting here just tapping off the sweat. Like, what are
Yeah.
y'all thinking about?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you thinking about?
Right.
And then the possibility of me being on the red carpet excites me more than anything.
Put it
Okay.
on your calendar, March 7th. Mark it. Put it on your calendar.
Oh, you ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing. March 7th is already on my calendar. Okay. So
Listen,
now, if
when I tell you, I want to show you. I've been writing notes.
Okay.
I've been writing notes the whole time. March 7th is right up there at the top.
Hmm.
okay.
We have a good time. We have a good
Yes.
time
Now
at our
she going.
ball.
Now when I was there the last time, my husband was like, "Oh, do you know who that is? Do you know who that is?" I'm like, "No, I don't." So, have you in this journey? Have you met celebrities?
Um, I probably would say no because I don't believe like in really celebrities, right? I believe
Okay.
like you put your pants on just like I put my pants
There you go. You just like me.
on. And that God gave you something, and that's what you're supposed to do with that, right?
Yeah.
And so,
So you're a celebrity too.
right. So I'm not a fan. Like I'm not a big fan. Like most people, I'm not like starstruck. Like
Strong.
when I see
Okay.
somebody, I understand that the way that we set up our events. That sometimes that I'm sorry, a bug is flying around here. It might require me to engage with people, right? But I feel like when you come in your fullness of who you are. Don't come with no special. I'm this. We
Yep.
all. I always
Titles
feel
don't
like we're
mean
all
nothing, right? Titles don't mean nothing.
no, and that's even like for myself. Like it's it's just a title. Like the first thing I always say is that I'm a child of God, and so if I'm that, you are that too, right?
Okay.
And if that's the case, then we're equal. if you
Okay.
say so, right? So I'm not better than you. You're not better than me.
Tasha, I have a question. What's the title of the next topic?
Um, women supporting women.
Okay. So while I have you on the screen right now, Celeste, I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my opportunity now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you that from a woman to a woman, and you being an African American woman, I am proud
Yeah.
to be able to say I've met you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Everything that you're doing and following God's lead,
It's amazing.
it's amazing.
Well,
It's
I
absolutely
appreciate it.
amazing.
I
And
appreciate
sometimes our work, we don't get shouted out enough.
Mm-mm.
So I am going to
it.
Yeah.
Well, I
No, no, no.
appreciate that. I
applaud you now.
thank you.
Applaud you.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah.
So,
Because you don't see enough of us out on the forefront
Hmm.
that's not categorized as negative titles.
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
So I will be excited when I see your face all over this Hillsborough County and further. I know her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
well, I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. I mean, I really just believe that we are our own. We put limitations on ourselves,
Yes, we do.
right? And
Yes, we
so
do.
that's I and
Yes,
I
we
don't know
do.
where I got that from. I think probably from my mother. My mother never put limitations on us, and so
Mm,
because of that, I've always thought differently. And I was okay with being different, right?
Hmm.
But I think we can do anything, right? I just think it's putting your mind to what it is that you want to achieve,
And I
and then
needed
doing
to
the work.
hear this from you because I get in my own way.
Yeah.
I get in my own way with
ooh, yes.
I'm scared because of failure, rejection, and whatever. And I have to learn that it's out there. And I'm gonna be honest, you know what? If I let rejection lead me, I wouldn't still be doing this because you don't understand how many times I have been rejected by people just
Hmm.
asking them to talk. I
Yeah.
said, I'll make it as easy and as comfortable as I can for you. And
Yeah.
I want you to talk about something that you're knowledgeable. That's why I'm
Right.
asking you to do this because with
Right.
knowledge, you're confident. You're not fearful. But
Right.
I still get told no
Yeah.
so much that I stopped doing it for a while. Then I said,
Oh yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Why
Right.
am I letting them
Yeah.
change what I want to do? I
Right.
lost a couple of friends too because they say I was aggravating them. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
You
well, we
know
weren't
what?
really friends if I had to aggravate you and all I did was ask you to appear on my show.
Right.
Tasha, you see how you just said you're scared of the rejection? Mine's is the reverse. I'm scared of the success. If
Mm-hmm.
I do this, what if it works? What
Yeah.
if this blows up? What if?
But at the end of the day, either way, you're not gonna die when somebody reject you. And,
Except if it's the judge telling me no,
yeah.
that
And
I
if
can't
you
get off death row. Yeah,
yeah,
that
and if
makes it
you
gonna hurt.
right.
That's gonna hurt.
Well, and if you blow up, like if you blow up, then you have other people that you can hire to help you with it. Right?
Right.
It doesn't have to all be on you. Right. So I just feel like it's the way that you frame what you're scared of. It's not that I'm not I'm fearful of some things, but I have courage to just move in it. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and I always assess what it's gonna do to me. Like
Okay.
what damage is it gonna do to me? If it's
Right.
not gonna kill me, hurt my family, the skill center, my health, or my money, then I'm gonna walk out and try to do it. And if
Honey,
it
we need to blast this. We need to make this one go viral. Send this one to everybody you know because that's the problem with people doing things. Now, I have a problem with people doing things that hurt other people in
I do
success.
too.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
do that.
right.
But when you are really, truly passionate about something and you want to do it, you just got to do it.
You just gotta do
And the
it.
bumps and bruises are going to come. Put a band-aid on it and keep
Keep it
moving. And
moving.
that's what made me start doing this again because I took a big hiatus because people were just like, girl. And then what made me start come back to it, and I'm going to put her name out there. Her name is Jody Rimbert. She worked with me at Chamberlain High School. And she called me one day. She said, why you stop doing your show? She said, I never got to see them live, but I would always go back and rewatch them because I like what you were saying. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you for real?" She was like, and this is somebody I never thought was paying any attention to
Oh
me.
wow.
And so she was the reason that I picked it back up and started doing this again. So thank you, Jody. Thank you, Janky. Thank you. And
Yeah.
then my hype girl over there was like, Tosh. I'm like, okay.
Can I share one thing? Because the one thing
Yes.
that I realized in my journey as well is that the vision that God gave you is not for everybody. And
Right.
so you can't share that with everybody. And a lot of times it's people that you love, that like this is my ride or die. Like
Mm-hmm.
but if they're pessimists and you are optimist, it's not going to work for you, right? And I have a mentor, love him to death. Like I know he comes from a good heart and he wants the very best for me. But during my process of going through this, it was always just negative, like he's draining on me, right? My vision is not meant for everybody. And so I would guard my vision as to who I would tell what to, right? I'm
Mhm.
still going to interact with you, but I'm not going to share that with you, right?
Okay.
I don't need the negativity,
Right, right,
right?
right.
Unless it's constructive criticism and you're really telling me something so that I can take it in heart. But if it's just like this, oh, it's too big, this idea is too big, who are you to say what is big enough or not big enough, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
And I don't want to be discouraged so that I don't put those people around me to have those conversations. I'm around them, but we're not talking the vision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All
So
right,
I
ladies, we're
have,
at
before
that.
we switch over, Tosh, I have a tip.
Okay.
Turn the dream into a goal. Use the SMART goal framework.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Specific. S for specific.
Yep.
What exactly do you want to do?
Right.
M for measurable.
Yep.
How you track your progress.
Mm-hmm.
A for achievable.
Yep.
Is it realistic for your situation?
Yep.
R for relevant.
Yeah.
Does it align with your purpose?
Mm-hmm.
T for time bound. What's your deadline that you're going to give yourself?
Yep.
Yep.
If you
Keep
can
that
remember
smart goal.
the smart goal,
Yep.
There
it'll
it is.
get you started at least.
Yep.
Definitely.
And it can also help you finish too, because the problem is people jump into things without even thinking about it.
Right.
And I think that the acronym SMART is for a reason.
Yeah.
It's because we want you to think crafty. We want you to think smart. We want you to be strategic and intentional about things.
Right.
And when you're not intentional, the antonym to smart is dumb. That was a dumb thing you just did. So
Right.
be smart and intentional about it. Guys, I'm so excited about this conversation. I need other people to see it. So even if it's after, share it with your family, your friends, whatever, and make this one, put it out there because it has everything it needs in it to make people go after their vision.
Yeah.
And then we owe it all to Miss Celeste. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for having me. And I have to say, I'm so honored to be among you both. And just, I don't get the opportunity to go out and just share like what we've been doing over here at the Skill
Okay.
Center and like what it took. So I thank you for allowing me the opportunity just to come on and kind of share our journey.
Well, I'm also, when we finish, in the descriptions, because this is on YouTube, I am going to place the address, if you don't mind, and the website address.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So this is the wrap up part where I always have a little takeaway or the final question. If you could leave our viewers with one message about building something meaningful, what would it be?
I guess what I would leave you with is focus on what's being fulfilled, right? In our lives, we walk through life like things are being fulfilled, but we don't focus on those things, right? We focus on the negative things. So anything that you're trying to build, go back and just reflect. When you reflect on what you're trying to accomplish, you will see that things have already happened in the position you are being positioned for that. So the other thing I would say, believe in yourself, because I think that's half the battle. The way you think, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. right? And then it don't hurt you. It does not hurt you to fail, right? When you fail, you learn, right? But you got to get up and you got to keep pushing. Like just to fall one time and stop, you
Yeah,
got
you'll never achieve it. Yeah,
to keep
absolutely.
going. Yeah, you got to
All
keep.
right, Miss Lena, what's your thoughts before we go?
My takeaway for everybody is going to be pick one goal out of the many that you have. Pick one goal and set an actionable goal towards that. So, like, let's say if your goal is to be the best hairdresser in Hillsborough County, but you have never gone to school, you have never done hair, set one goal. And at each goal that you set and it's accomplished, set another one.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate before you set the next one.
Celebrate. That was going to be
Celebrate.
my
That's
next.
it.
Celebrate.
Celebrate every win. There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
There
Yep.
you go.
Small wins count.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes.
they do. Well, I'm going to tell you what my takeaway is tonight, and I think you guys know it. Confidence over fear. You got to walk in that faith, and it's okay to fall.
Yeah.
Once you fall, dust yourself off, get back up, and keep going.
Yeah.
And no, it's not going to happen overnight. There are people and things that happen overnight. That is not going to happen to me, but I'm going to keep going. I have to get so many bruises when I'm doing something I
Yeah.
don't understand. But now I have the confidence because I am looking at this young lady who has accomplished something that I don't think I can accomplish anything that big, or I didn't think that before I came on here. I do think so now. I am going to talk my way to somewhere. I don't know where.
You are. You're doing an excellent job at it.
Where
Right.
people
Right. Because what? That's your purpose. Like, right?
talk,
That's your
okay?
skill set. That's the
Oh.
skill set. That's the space you should be in. You should be using your personality and your vibrantness to, right? Energize.
Yeah, guess what? We have a watcher who's not on the don't want to be on the chat, but Mr. Henry Scurry talking about great job, ladies. Hello now.
Well, thank you, Mr. Scurry.
Well, ladies, it's time to end, but I'm so excited for the connections that we have made tonight.
Yeah.
And March 7th is definitely, I will connect with you some more about that, but I am putting that on my calendar right now. And if there's a color or a theme or whatever, tell me, because I like to go shopping.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, ladies, I'm going to take you off close out. If you want to talk, you can hang out behind the stage, but I have to close us out. All right.
All right. Thank you all so much. Have a good evening.
You too.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Celeste, thank you for bringing your brilliance and your heart to this space. You've given us tools and inspiration to build lives we love. Lena, as always, your presence is a gift. You remind us that growth is both bold and gentle. To everyone watching, thank you for showing up for yourselves. That's the first step to any transformation. Before we close, here's your empowerment prompt for the week. Write down one goal you want to achieve in the next 30 days. Break it into 3 actionable steps and set a check-in date to review your progress. Tag me if you share it online. I'd love to celebrate with you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, LSTV Let's Talk. Before we wrap up, I've got a boundary. I'm so sorry. God, I can't even read tonight. I just want to say to you, where you are in your life, you need love. If anyone out there wants to be on my next show, just email me at scurry.latasha@gmail.com. Next week's discussion is women supporting women. Guys, that's a big one. We need to support each other. And this series is about becoming not perfect, but powerful. And tonight we've taken another step together. Keep dreaming, keep doing, and keep showing up. I'll see you next time for show number 5, our final episode, where we'll talk about celebrating progress and staying inspired. I'm Latasha Scurry, and this has been Let's Talk. Good night, family. Bye-bye.